Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Master of Me podcast. I'm here today with Ben Garcia, the man of many miles, ultra runner. Ben, what up, man?
How you doing, brother? It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you, man. Nice to put like the visual to it. I like when that happens when you kind of
Absolutely.
make an image of somebody in your head from Instagram or something like that, and then it comes to fruition, and then you see their personality. You're like, oh, that's a cool dude.
It's my favorite part.
Yes,
Always my favorite part, man.
it keeps
Yeah.
you guessing a little bit, man. So I met you through Johnny Ramos, or
Yep.
was introduced, and Imran Hurd,
hmm
and the sphere of people that you keep around yourself. Like, I think is super important when it comes to chasing something or getting after something.
Yeah, for sure.
And in this light, we're talking about running and like what really got you into running in the first place.
I mean, it's an interesting start. I'd been around running my whole life. Like,
Right,
my dad, ran marathons here and there,
right,
like stuff like that.
right.
And I was an active kid. I used to compete in scooters with handlebars and stuff.
Yeah,
I used to
super
ride
cool.
those professionally back
Right,
in like my early
that's
teens.
cool.
And then, I think like within the last few years, I kind of got tired of the gym.
Right,
I was just one of those dudes.
right,
Like, still being like health as well,
right,
very important to have a strong mind and
right,
strong body, all that
right,
stuff. But I just needed more. Like,
right,
I was still hungry.
right,
And then, my dad had ran 50 miles for his 50th birthday. I
right,
think that was 4 years ago.
right.
I was like, man, I got to one up him. Like, it's just that competitive aspect in me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to sign up for an ultra marathon. I signed up for 50 miles. I think it was August of 2024.
Oh my goodness.
And it was in October, that race. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to hop on this horse and ride.
So this is kind of like fairly recent.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
within the last like year and a half, like
No way.
pretty recent. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is cool. I hear what you're saying about like if you do the same redundant routines or you even try to mix it up, like it's
Yeah.
still not fulfilling enough. I think there's just something about our species that A needs the thrill,
Yeah.
B needs to compete, but then also sets a goal and achieves it.
Yeah.
Like there's not dogs out there that wake up and like I'm gonna bury 9 bones today. Like that's what I'm gonna do, or I'm gonna get after it. I'm gonna
Yep.
try to. Like it's something that really gets us going. And I don't know if everyone has that
Yeah.
feeling. But I feel the same. Like I'll put myself through tests like if it's a CrossFit competition or a marathon. I've ran two
Let's
26.2s
go.
and like it's just something that A, it keeps me healthy. It
Yeah.
keeps me driving forward. But then B, it's something new and I'm forced it's like forced pressure on myself to adapt, adjust, and find out how to complete it.
1,000%. I mean, I don't think, obviously, like you said, us
Right.
as human beings, we're not meant to be complacent and
Right.
stagnant and like
Right.
sit in the same thing. And I'm very blessed to be able to like have all this wisdom and knowledge at the
Right.
ripe age of 21.
A
Like,
hundred percent.
it's such like a blessing to
You're
just
right.
have the information.
Right.
So not living my life and being comfortable and like living in that comfortable pool and kind
Right.
of stepping outside and living that uncomfortable life has
Right.
really paved the path of where I sit today, where I push towards the people I keep around me. It's
Right.
like, if you're, comfortable and stagnant, like, that's not for me. I like the guys that are out there hustling, they want better. They're always striving for more,
Right.
you know?
Right. You know, it's crazy. You just talked about your age, and I ran my first marathon at 21. No, I'm
Nice.
20. I lied. It was 20.
Even better.
My second one was 30. And then now I just hit 37. I just realized as you said that, I was like, oh man, I got another one on the book.
There
Like,
you go.
I
Coming
didn't make
up.
that goal, but it's just the way it's panning out.
Yeah.
And who knows? What if it's like a decade of a challenge? However, what if I switch it up and get onto the trail side of it? When I
Should,
used to
man.
train, I used to like even if I was training for a marathon, I used to like there was the road and then there was a side of the road with the dirt on it,
Yep.
and I would just jump on the dirt like more naturally, and then I'd take off on the terrain and stuff. And for me, what I got out of that was I really had to like focus on my foot where I was putting it, and
Yep.
I had one job to do
hmm
was just make sure I was on the right path
Yep.
going there. And even if it got weird on where it was going, like I felt like my instincts were kicking in, and then I
Yeah.
felt more connected to God or something weird because my body was like just doing what it was supposed to be doing.
Absolutely, man. It's one of my favorite parts of like running and doing these like ultra marathons that are way out in the mountains is I get 10 to 12 hours by myself
Right,
on the earth, you know what I mean? And also what you're talking about with like going from running on the road, it's almost like you can just put your body and mind on cruise control and
right,
just run. It's kind
right.
of just the same thing over and over
It's like
again.
going to the gym.
And something that Johnny Ramos actually quoted while
Right,
him and I were running one time was, when we're running on the trails, we're
right,
always decoding what's going on in front of us. So your
right,
mind is always busy with something in front of
right,
you. So not to say there's less thoughts, but I
mm,
think you're just more tapped into what
right,
you're actually doing in the moment, you know?
right. No, that's
So
deep, man. So your next run is when?
tomorrow,
Tomorrow. How many miles are you gonna do?
50
50
miles.
miles tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
How do you process that? Like you're gonna wake up. Tomorrow's gonna come whether we like it or not. Like it is the gift that we get if you wake up tomorrow. Like that's
Absolutely.
the next blessing, right? Like if you
100%.
can wake up with gratitude and
Mhm.
you're like, it's here. There's something about getting like to the starting line
Yeah.
and then just going. So like what are you digesting or processing? Like how is this working for you?
So, to be fair, like I've said, I've been put in these shoes before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've stepped into these, and, I actually just ran a 50 miler last month on
Okay.
December 7th, so this is the 2nd race in this 3-race series.
Uh-huh.
Um, I unfortunately DNF'd that race, so just
Okay.
did not finish at mile
Right.
44 due to some issues,
Right.
but going into this one, I think I just have something to prove to myself.
Right.
Like, it's not more about consuming what
Right.
I'm about to do, it's how I'm gonna do it. Like, how am I gonna apply all the training I've just put in and all the, different practices and apply it to the day that I've
Right.
been, working towards. And it's been a lot of digesting my failures.
Right.
But as they say, like a loss turns into a lesson
Right.
and that turns into a
To the
W. And
dub.
then it's going to be the win. So I
Right.
think right now I'm in that middle process of putting my two losses or my loss and my lesson together and
Uh
making a W out of it.
man.
So
That's a it's just a beautiful like connection. What a gift, man, to be talking with you at 21 and to be seasoned.
yeah,
Like I don't know if everybody gets that. Like they got to take more losses and lessons
yeah,
to develop the wisdom right now.
yeah.
And so, I mean, it's inspiring because it's just the beginning of a journey.
I'm
Like,
so grateful for that. Like,
right,
I look at my father who's 55
right,
and he's like, dude, you have years and
right.
years and years.
So
If
much time.
God blesses me with that life,
Right,
I got a lot of years to
right.
learn and grow and make mistakes and earn the wisdom and, just gain more experiences for sure.
100%. So with this run you have tomorrow, like I know from my experience, it's mile 16, 17, 18 that start to
Yeah.
get weird mentally for me. Like my bowels start moving. I don't know if it's actual stuff happening or making more stuff happen because I want to start tapping out.
Yeah.
And then I know I have to find that man that's deeper. Like there one year, the last one, I like carried a picture of me as a child.
Mm.
So that way I can go back and like finish for him.
Yeah.
Like what if I was holding myself as a little kid?
I
And
mean, what if the young version of you saw the person you are
right.
now, right? Like, that'd be your superhero,
Right.
you know?
100%.
So,
And like that like hitting the like, all right, that's my jolt of energy or that's my whatever I needed in the moment, like that's
yeah.
how I found it. And
Yeah.
so having those little things in my coin pockets was kind of helpful
Always,
of
man.
whipping that out. What are they for you? Like when you start to hit walls or that starts to come, like where are you going?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. In the ultra running world, we call it the pain cave. You'll
Uh-huh.
hear a lot of ultra runners say that, and it's just when exactly what it sounds like. It's dark, it's empty, it's there's no one there but you. It's
Right.
just you and your flesh, and you're trying to get through it. I think for me, is like I didn't go through a lot of like
Right.
terrible trauma, but
Right.
I
Right.
did go through a lot of stuff, a lot of
Right.
isolation. Like in
Right.
my younger
Mhm.
teen years, I'm from California. I
Right.
got ripped out of my hometown.
Right.
In my freshman year of high school,
Right.
moved to a new state. Like I was just under a lot of pressure at a young age and I made a lot of mistakes.
Mhm.
And then I also like, turned that around and made a lot of great things happen. So I think I just look back at all of the mistakes that I made, even the current mistakes that I make, and I try to just in that moment be better than the person I was before
Mm.
that. Show the person that was looking at the race a month ago saying, I don't know if you can do that, you know, come 45 days after. Like, I'm just trying to be better.
I
That's it.
think yeah, where I see that is it's evidence building is the way I process it. And
Mm,
there was old evidence of me taking a loss and then
yeah,
finding the lesson. And then now it's the new evidence of creating the dub, right? Because you still got to go out there and just
100%.
even if you set the expectation to perform
Yeah.
better
Hmm.
than before or hit a certain place and feel a certain way, you're turning it into a dub. Like
Yeah.
you're already doing. And so the next time that little voice tries to come up and bring you down
Yeah.
in a way, try to convince you otherwise and negotiate with you,
Yeah.
like that's when your new evidence is like, hold on, I got a new story.
Yeah, no, it's so true. Like recently I've been dealing with more personal
Hmm.
issues, like stuff that's going on internally, not
Hmm.
external problems. And I had to like analyze my situation and
Hmm.
look at it and be like, bro, you can go out and run 50 miles. Like, I'm not going to say comfortably, but pretty comfortably.
Right,
Like, it's not a big deal.
right,
But I can't stop doing this and stop doing that internally.
right,
Like, I can't stop lusting and I can't stop with these certain addictions, right? Like,
right,
why can't I? It's because I'm not trying hard enough. Like, I
right,
don't put the focus on it. And once I shifted my focus from like physically, you're very strong,
right,
but mentally, I need to be tapped in that same way.
right.
So, like, that's been one of the biggest things is like, the lessons from running is I know I'm strong physically, but I have to be mentally there to like fully wrap that together, you know?
100%.
So,
Like one thing that I've worked on with even like thoughts that are either negative or it could be anything. You hit like men are men and sometimes their minds wander
yeah.
and taking that energy and just applying it back to the goal like
Hmm.
instantly. Like I visualize what I'm thinking about that it's not serving me
Yeah.
and then pour it straight into like what is serving me in the moment.
Mm.
And it's like I have control to just drive the energy from here to here and get back into here.
Yeah.
And so it's versus because then there's another part of me that has some old evidence talking about like the guilt and the like, why would you think like
Yeah.
that? And then those thoughts, when those thoughts pop up for me, they're trying to remind me of who I was.
Yeah.
And I have to reframe it to pour it into who I'm becoming right now
Yeah.
in this moment.
Hmm.
And so just taking that and just balling it up and putting it straight into the pavement in front of me and then just going one foot in front of the other. And it's such a life lesson of one foot in front of the other. Like, it's all you can do is just
Absolutely.
be here now
Yeah.
and just work on how do I want to breathe right now?
No, it's so true. Like living in the moment is definitely something I've been trying to like be better
Mhm.
at. Like I've always been very ambitious. Like I started my first company at 18, like right
Right.
when I graduated high school, and
Right.
I was always like looking down the line, like
Right.
5 years, 10 years, like what are my goals?
Right.
In the moment, I was just so caught up in what was going to happen
Right.
versus what was like going on in front of me.
Right.
So it's kind of stumbling over things that I shouldn't have been tripping over.
Right.
So taking a step back and just realizing, like, I mean, I only have today,
Right.
right?
It is the truth. Like when you say right, like I think about that every morning. Like I used to wake up with bad attitudes
Mm-hmm.
and then I told myself I needed to go to the gym
Mm-hmm.
and clear myself out first. So I still like the concept of moving in the morning
Yeah.
because it is personal time, but at the same time like I wake up and truly say thank you like I'm breathing.
Yeah.
Like my eyes opened today.
It's
Like
crazy.
it's 4 in the morning and my eyes opened up. It's like I have a shot at doing something today.
Yeah. And
And
go ahead.
and
Sorry.
holding that moment, like being okay with like I don't need to be crazy running out the door, doing something like
Yeah.
I got up today
Mm-hmm.
and I got it. I can do something with it.
Yeah, I had heard a ex like Navy SEAL state this, and he's like, if you can just stack a small W after small W after small W, it could
Mm,
be very small things like making your bed right when you
right,
wake up,
right,
little things,
right,
brushing your teeth for some,
right,
right? Like those W's add up,
right,
and at the end of the day, you have this massive, W that you
right,
created because you just slowly were stacking.
right,
Versus like, I'm gonna go run 20 miles today, or I'm gonna go do this in the gym, or
right,
this in my job, right?
right,
Whatever it may be,
right,
you stack the small
right.
things, all
It's
the little things, right? It'll
right.
add up,
100%. Like those small disciplines will like how do you even get to just doing 20 miles a day? Like if
Yeah.
you're not building up to that moment.
I think and it also like you were saying, it starts with just having gratitude about waking up
Right.
the next morning. Not everyone's not religious, right?
Right.
Me, I can say yes, I'm absolutely religious, and I absolutely thank God every single day
Mm,
for the opportunity to wake up and walk in His image, and just I thank Him for everything He's done in my life, right? And waking up is that one thing.
mm.
I mean, I've had friends pass away, family members pass
100%.
away, like they go from this day and that's it.
100%. That
It's unfortunate.
and it is unfortunate, especially like the ones that have kids or they had responsibilities or they had a mission and you know that they were on it
Yeah.
and then they're not here. It's like, man, sometimes I take it like this is why I have to like s- push
Yeah.
at what I want because 2 years from now is not promised. Like, I
100%.
got to get this stuff down now, especially something like this. Like when we're sitting here talking, like
Hmm.
who knows where it travels, where it goes. But I do know that I have 3 daughters,
Yeah.
and they may, they're gonna grow. Time's gonna tick, and they may look back and be like, "Let me listen to how Dad was, and let me see what's going on with his life at this age."
Yeah.
And then there's some kind of like blueprint of how I was experiencing it. And my promise is just to be authentic and call it how I see it. And
Yep.
just pour it out there, and then
Mm.
they get the best version of me, and not some dad that's trying to scold them or trying
Yeah.
to manipulate them into whatever we're trying to do as a family. Like
Yeah.
they just hear it as it is, and they're like, "All right, I can resonate with you
Yeah, I mean,
at
it's the
that point."
best way. Like, I think you're a great father
Yeah.
already. Like, I don't know how old you are. How old are you?
37.
37. So
Yeah.
my mom's 41.
Let's
So
go.
you guys are pretty
Yeah.
close. I think having parents that kind of they don't helicopter, they
Right.
don't, safe parent or gentle
Right.
parent, whatever you call
Right.
that, and my parents called it how it is. They let me make mistakes. They
Yep.
let me live my life,
Right.
and I'm thankful for them because the man I am today is because of
Right.
the experiences they allowed me to experience and
Right.
made a lot of mistakes as a young man. I'm
Right.
still making mistakes every single day. I'm not a
100%.
saint,
Right.
but like I said, I just take my losses and I turn them into lessons and come out of it as a new man. And going back to what you said about being the best version of yourself,
Mhm.
one of the things that I strive to do and to be is a great father and a
Right.
great man, because everybody deserves the best version of you, right?
Right.
Because if you were to, wake up tomorrow and have a crappy attitude
Right.
and you go and give that to your wife
Right.
and to your kids
Right.
and then your
Right.
coworkers, it's like, why do they deserve that, man?
Right.
It's not fair.
Right. It's
It's
not
not
even their fault.
exactly, it's not their fault. And like you're just doing it because you feel like it. And it
Right.
takes more energy to be like
Right.
that than just to wake up, like you said, and put a smile on your face, say, thank you for another day. I'm gonna go out and just live it like it's my last.
I think you like with that topic, you tied the bow on how you're supposed to treat it,
Yeah.
and it goes with taking your losses to lessons, creating the W, right? If you can create the wins out of it, then
Hmm.
if I have a poor attitude, it's because I'm resisting something. And so within that, I'm probably in some kind of like poor me mentality.
Yeah.
And if I'm in this like poor me victim mindset, then I've justified an excuse
Hmm.
for me to be a jerk.
Yeah.
And it's because of this, I'm now get to be a jerk to everybody else. And
Yeah.
so that means, am I coming from a place of gratitude? Am I coming from a place of taking my loss, turning it into a lesson? And am I working on the lesson right now? So that way I know that I'm going to go get that win.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that if there's a system behind that on how to, like, hold on, here's my attitude, kind of dial it back and
Hmm.
figure out where it's coming from. Like, oh, I'm mad because life's not the way it's supposed to be because this has happened here.
Yep.
And then if I can start playing around there and it's like, all right, let me find the lesson in here, how to make that better. And
Yeah.
then now I'm in action. And then do I have something to be so mad about? Like, I think the frustration comes from not having an answer.
It's an unresolved problem. Yeah,
Right.
you're like searching for answers, maybe searching for answers,
Right.
or you're looking for a reason to be a victim and
You
say,
want,
like
I want
it's
the,
not me, it's you.
I want the excuse. I want the payoff.
It's
And
easier
like,
that way.
I think 100%. Why would you do it? It serves you because I don't want to do the work.
Yeah, it's like,
And
oh, it's your fault. It's this
yeah,
person's fault.
100%.
Like,
And then we now have a either some kind of why has you have to find a bigger why. You have to find a
hmm.
bigger purpose. You have to find discipline. Like where'd you miss the boat? And then how are you gonna set up a plan to just start doing those sucky things every day? I could imagine like you with your training and running.
Yeah,
Like there's probably days you don't want to do the long run days or the sometimes the rehab days that are boring or not really pushing you towards the goal, like
yeah.
whatever that is, like you could imagine that
Oh, it's
it sucks,
tough.
right? Like
It's
it's
tough.
and that's why you do it though, because
Yeah,
you're building something out of it.
yeah. I mean,
Resilience
as
is the
of day
word.
right now, or as of the current date, this will be day 31 of my run streak. I trained before, like I've done all the miles and I put in the
You
weekly
know, yeah,
mileage, but my thing for 2026 was like, I just want to be really consistent,
right,
like no days off. So
100%,
today will be day 31 and I'm running 50 miles tomorrow. And the next day I'm going to go wake up and go run again, right? Like
right,
it's just like having those non negotiables because before I was still getting the work in, don't get me wrong,
mm,
but I was just lacking on like my truest, fullest potential.
right,
Like I could run every single day, but I choose not to.
right,
I choose to put my energy into women and all these other
right,
silly things that
right,
serve me no purpose
right,
versus like my training and my eating and my
right,
sleep and my work. So
100%,
just like wrapping that all together has just like it's not the answer to all my problems, but
right.
it is an answer to a lot of them, you know?
Yeah, it's well, you set the goal, and the other things are part of human nature, but at the same time deterring from the goal. And I think that's where it becomes something, right? Like if that's more powerful than this, then something's going on there. And
Yeah.
like that's where I have to dial back and figure it
Yeah.
out because those thoughts can if they're that deep, then like for me, I told you I'm authentic. Like
Mhm.
my parents fought a lot as a kid.
Mhm.
And so the time I saw them with each other in the bed, I opened up the door and I seen them together, like loving on each other.
Mhm.
And from there, I made a connection that it was safe and calm when they were in that moment.
Mhm.
So when things were rough and uneasy, my mind started thinking of pleasure
Mhm.
because I wanted to get safe.
Yeah.
So I had this connection there.
Mm.
And it was like,
That's deep.
yeah, I had to catch that because it's popping up so much. And
Yeah.
then I start to do like, what's wrong with me? Da, 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 like I start to play this whole thing. But
Mhm.
really, like as a childhood, as I was getting conditioned and programmed and written on how I'm gonna be an adult,
Yeah.
that is the way that my childhood brain made the connection. So I had to do the work around that and then catch it in real life and be
Yeah.
like, ah, I found you.
There it is,
I
yeah.
see where you're at, and then
Mhm.
now I get to make the adjustment, and then as I'm running or as I'm training or doing something, it starts to shift my energy. And I'm like, this is real. Like
Mhm.
this is like I can't just make this stuff up. Like it's real. I found it and it's
Yeah,
working.
like, you're
Like
doing it, you
yeah.
know? Yeah, I can actually, like, relate with, like, some not, the same experience,
Mhm.
but I had to, like, admit to myself, like,
Mhm.
I'd had that moment where I'm like, "What's wrong with me?"
Right.
Like, I'm sitting there weeping at my lowest
Right.
moment, like, "What is wrong with me? Why
Right.
am I the way I am?"
Right.
That question we ask
Right.
ourselves, and I had to, like, take a step back. One of my buddies, shout out Diego, I love you, bro.
Yeah.
He was, he's like, "Bro, can I say cuss words on here or
Oh,
no?"
do whatever you want.
He was like, "Bro, you're being a bitch."
Yeah.
Like, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
He's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Look at, what has happened, hold yourself accountable, admit to it,
Right.
and move on."
Right.
And that's what I had to do is just, like, admit to myself, "Okay, it's this experience, and maybe that's why these things kinda add up together and shift that energy towards my running." Like, I
Right.
genuinely think I have so much potential because I've shifted my focuses from being an angry young man to being a
Mm.
young man that just wants to be more powerful mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally,
Right.
everything.
Right.
Like,
It's a trip that like you hit these stages in life
yeah.
and you realize like, man, I'm more frustrated than normal right now. And it's like, what
Yeah.
what do I like how do I see life that's supposed to be that it's not? And like that's how I start to dial back that. Like I'm supposed to be this like this image I most likely created in my head, like this
Yeah.
state champ wrestler or this
Mhm.
and that, and like and it's not. So then I'm starting to see myself change,
Yeah.
and it's coming out of my personality and my character, and like that's where the work's at, is that like who made the rule of that? And then I
Yeah.
realized it was the pressure from my father,
Mm.
you know. And then now I just went a whole nother layer deeper in the concept, and now
Mhm.
I'm digging to the roots.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the name of the game is like keep digging, so that way you can find out like where it's coming from. And once you find out where it's coming from, as it starts to send a signal of life and it's not serving, you can rewater it and shape it to where you need it to be. So transfer
Yeah.
that energy, those thoughts.
Yeah, no, 100,000%. It's such a funny, like, time in life because I'm very young, but, like, I'm very wise, and all my buddies are,
Right.
like, your age or
Right.
in their
Yeah.
30s, and,
Yeah.
like, I kinda just have, like, always dialed back and, like, I'm very observant. I like
Right.
to listen,
Right.
like, I like to just pick up when people say and how they act, and, like, just hearing all these things it's very, like, it feels safe and familiar because
Right.
I'm going through these processes right now as a young man, like,
Mm,
have a lot of battles that I'm fighting, but, like, just holding myself accountable
right.
and taking it in each day, like, day by day, like, just how can I win
Right.
today? Like, what am I gonna do to win today? Like, this is my W for today, is
Right.
coming on here, having this, in-depth conversation with
Right.
you, sharing
Right.
values, like, this is what I'm trying
Right.
to live my life for, not being upset because of the 5-year relationship that just ended and me
Right.
having to move out of the place that I
Right.
just moved into and get a new house and, like,
Right.
all these different factors.
Right.
I just chose to embrace my situation.
Right.
I'm just gonna live my life, man. I'm 21. I'm not gonna be this young again, this
Right.
fit. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna go run every
Right.
single day if I feel like it. Because
Uh,
one day I'm gonna be hopefully in a wheelchair, like
right.
chilling, just like, hey, I ran a bunch of miles back in
Right.
my day. So
100%. It
yeah,
only like this you're just in a window, and it's a blessing that you get to see it the way that you see it, cuz
yeah.
not other people, some people are just shooting in random directions. And if you have a goal and you're driving towards it, like that's really where like are you going to let yourself down? Like no, you're just going to get more lessons. Like
Mhm.
that's the only thing that's going to come from this. And it what is a lesson going to turn it like the wins are also wisdom. Like that W
Mhm.
can go for wisdom, and the wisdom is what like you can't you can't buy that. Like you're getting
Yeah.
it now, you're doing it now, like you're building up to the person, to the old man you're gonna be.
Mhm.
And at that point, like how many more people are you gonna impact? And then boom,
Yeah.
like your life made sense.
That's
Like
good.
boom, you tied it up, you got a purpose,
Mhm.
you left a legacy, and it's like now I can just pour down.
Yeah. I always said, to my close friends and family, like, the only thing I want to leave on this earth is just an impact.
Mm,
Like, I just want people to remember me for, like, little things. I don't need to be like, I don't need to have a statue of myself one day.
right.
But if, like, my friends and family and friends, right, can just look back and always have good things to say about me.
Right.
I'm sure we've had a relative or someone that passed away and you were like, oh, that, it's terrible, it's
Right.
heart-wrenching, and you have that one where you're like, you're like, okay.
uh,
That sucks, but
uh,
it's over, right? So I don't want to be that person.
right.
I want to be the guy that people are like, yeah, everyone loved Ben. He was real. He was chill. He was just the kind of guy you want to be around. As simple as that.
It's interesting. I think what's attractive about the people that that fall is that when you know they have some kind of purpose or mission, or like, you don't remember what they say to you, you just remember the way they made you feel. And
That's
so,
good.
like, that sticks, and it like, when they pass and then it hits you and you're like, "Oh, shit, that dude's gone." Like, then you get like, you live a moment for them, and even if it's just a 15-second moment,
Yeah.
like, how many moments does that person's spirit get because you
Mhm.
impacted that many people? And what if the moments you impacted people are the what pushes you up? And
That's
then
so funny you say that right now 'cause literally this week, I think it was yesterday, it was my last day working,
Uh-huh,
closing down shop,
uh-huh,
and, I go to get coffee in the morning at my regular place, like, I'm super cool with the guy, like, it's more of like a, "Hey, what's up, Brent?" I'm like, "Hey, it's Ben." He's like, "Cool, just pull around."
right,
And I get there and my card wasn't working for some
uh-huh,
reason, and I was like, "You know what, bro? I'll be back tomorrow, like, I gotta go to the bank and figure it out." He's
right,
like, "Nah, bro, it's on me." And
dang,
I was like, "Dang, bro, thank you so much, like, I
yeah,
really appreciate that." And so today I'm off.
right,
This morning, I woke up, I was gonna get my coffee, and I went and I stopped by and I knew what he liked, we've talked a little bit, and I
right,
grabbed him a gift,
right,
and I drove back to the coffee
right,
place and I gave it to him, and I was like, "Just this is from the coffee you gave me the other day.
right,
Like, I really appreciated that. Like, you
yeah,
helped me out." And he's like, "You know what? The drink's on me again today."
dang,
And so I was like, "Hey, man, well, I'm a big believer in unspoken favors. Like, if I
right,
do something for you, I don't need to you to like say, 'Hey, I'm gonna do this for you.' It's just like
right,
if we go get food and you got me, it's like, dude, thanks so much. Like, I
100%,
appreciate that." And so he did that for me, and he was like, "I'm gonna pass on what you did for me to the next person."
right.
And
So
I'm
that
gonna continue to do this, right? Like, it's just
yeah,
the kind of person I am. So, like,
right,
speaking of that, like, I didn't do it because I needed to.
right,
I just felt like you're a good guy. You helped me out, and I'm gonna scratch your back because you scratched mine.
right, and keep paying it forward,
Exactly.
and
Like,
keep
it
like,
doesn't stop there.
if that didn't tie a knot for you on, like, how it works,
Mhm.
then, like, would you get the lesson on, and does every lesson have to be a traumatic or bad lesson? Like,
Yeah,
that was
no,
a
for sure.
lesson on how life can work when you give without expectation, or you give
Yeah.
and then you go back and you give a gift because you wanna show it, and then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, you actually, instead of play back and forth tag, you pass the torch to somebody else.
Exactly. I
Eh
just, like, opened a whole new door with this
right,
guy. Like, I don't know what he's gonna do after he gets
right,
off work today, but I know that with the gift I gave him, he's gonna enjoy his weekend,
right,
right? He's gonna enjoy his free time, and you don't know what that may do.
right,
Like, I think something we lose sight of is the small things
right,
actually really do matter. You
right,
don't have to go and buy someone a car or, like,
right,
buy them a house,
mm,
right? You could like, with your wife, right? You could
right,
buy her a 1 flower
yep,
is better than no flowers,
100%.
right? And it could be like with that stranger, like something I've been trying to do in 2026 is give people compliments. I'm very
Right,
extroverted. I like to
right,
talk and
100%.
but just being like, if I saw you out in public and I was like, "Yo, that hat is dope."
Right,
If I think that, I'm just
right.
gonna say it to you, like, "Hey, that hat's dope, bro."
Thanks, man.
Go
And
on
then
with my
for
day.
me, like, I went in, like, thoughtfully bought this specific one. I went to a
Yeah,
place and wasn't even golfing that day, but made sure I got the hat, and then,
yeah.
like, that was my
It
thing
makes you
for
feel
me.
seen.
It
Like,
is like
one time I was running and I saw this lady at the bus stop and she had a really nice outfit on, and I was
right,
like, "Hey, miss, your outfit's awesome."
right,
And just ran off. Like, that's all it was. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much." And internally, I can think like, what if she was having a terrible day?
right,
Going and hopping on the bus to
right.
go see her, sick mother in the hospital. It could be anything, right? Make the scenario. And that one little 1 second interaction could like flip her day all the way around.
It's funny you're saying this 'cause I agree with it, I believe it. The, I'll do that on the loop when I'm running.
Mhm.
I'll so just depending on my day, I'll, like, make it a game to start, like, waving or making eye contact with people
Yeah.
just to, like, get their attention, say hi, and some people, like, they light up, and some
Mhm.
people, they're locked in,
Mhm.
but what I'm learning from it is not to be conditional if they respond to me or
It's not
not.
about you.
It's not about me, like,
Mm-mm.
was I really trying to say hi like, spark their day up, or was I
Mhm.
trying to say hi because I needed something?
Yeah.
And if I needed it, then I'm a taker.
Mhm.
But if I gave it to give, then
Yeah.
I'm a giver. And which
Absolutely.
one do I wanna be? Do I wanna be a taker, or do I wanna be a giver?
You're always having to invest in these bank accounts. I've heard someone
Yeah,
like quote that before where they're like, you have to invest in people's bank
right,
accounts. Because if I just keep taking and deposit or if I just keep taking money from you,
right,
eventually I'm going to run that bank account low.
right,
But if I invest into you and I put money into you and in
right.
effort,
It
like
it's
we're
there to
both growing,
receive
right? Exactly. Like
100%,
we're going in a circle. So
100%.
that goes with anybody,
Yep,
even just random people in life. Like you're still depositing into their bank account. That could be the deposit they need to not
right,
be negative anymore, if that makes
right.
any sense. Like you could, like I said,
100%,
flip that table for somebody and
right.
like,
Someone's mood,
mhm,
perspective, like, and perspective's life, bro. Like,
yeah,
this is, take your hand for a second and let's go. You see how these lights are up here?
yeah.
Alright, so you're gonna point your finger up, and then we're gonna go counterclockwise, so pretend it's like a school clock. Alright, and then we're gonna start bend at the elbow, bring it down towards our nose, like your wrist towards your nose,
Okay.
and then bring it down even further. And then now take a look at it. Which way is it going? Uh-huh.
Clockwise.
And we went up here and we started counterclockwise.
Yeah.
And when we got here, it was going clockwise. We never changed what we were doing.
That's interesting.
We just saw it from a different
That's really
perspective.
weird. Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. Wow, that's really interesting.
And we just looked at it
That's
from a
good.
different perspective.
I love that. I'm all about perspective. Like, excuse me. Something I've tried to implement in my life is perspective.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know if, meeting you today, right?
Right.
First time we've ever met.
Right.
Like, I don't know if your daughters gave you hell this morning or if they didn't give you hell. So I have to go into
Right.
this like with like eyes and arms
Right.
wide open of like, however this goes, it's going to go. And I'm
Right.
just going to control how I react to it and just
Right.
how I give you my energy,
Right.
So just really trying to like have perspective. I have
Right.
difficult clients at work every single day.
Right.
And I don't know what happened to them,
Right.
what led them to where they're at today,
Right.
but I'm just going to be nice.
In the moment.
Exactly. Like,
Right.
I'm just going to be chill.
There's something that feels great about it too
Yeah.
of connecting with people. And I think like that high that I get from running
Mhm.
that I meet at mile 5 for me or like somewhere around there,
Yeah.
I'll get it from even talking like this, like connecting, like looking at your eyes,
Mhm.
it coming back, like makes a connection, the same that it feels like in my head when I'm
100%.
running. And then I feel like full
Mhm.
versus empty.
Mhm.
And like with those moments is like, all right, if we're pouring glasses back and forth, like if I pour into you,
Mhm.
you pour back into me, like we're balancing out. So whatever, if your day's
Yeah.
off and I can pour into you and it comes back, then it's like it's a powerful thing just to connect with the human in the
It
spot.
is for sure. And also like there's like two sides of that where you can pour into somebody and
Mm-hmm.
they may just not want it.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be able to decide like when like enough is enough.
Right.
Like, you know what? You're just gonna be unhappy. It's not my
Your
problem.
responsibility, yeah.
Not my
It's
responsibility. Like I
right,
can just control how I react. You
right,
can't control what goes on around you. You can only
right,
control how you react to it,
right.
So
I think that's the power of authenticity at the same time because then if I pour in like the way I believe
mhm.
and if it's not for you today, it's okay because
Yeah.
it's just me being me. Like
Mhm.
that's just the way I see it.
Yeah.
And it's based off my lessons that I've turned into wins. And so until it's proven otherwise, like I have only positive evidence in this and this is how it works for me.
Yeah.
If anything, I think like where to figure out the game is to take the how to connect the dots on how to go find your roots of
Mhm.
the root problems so then you can fix them yourself
Yeah.
because it's not my job to save you. So if I'm pouring into you and you're not getting it, I'm like, man, but at the same time, if there's a nugget I can say it the way that I see it
Mhm.
that helps you see that there is a puzzle piece there,
Yeah.
and it's like, all right, let me go find the puzzle, and it's like, all right, there's a plan, like you
Yeah,
go get after that.
definitely. I had a business partner. He was I used to call him King Negative.
Mm-hmm.
He was just always,
Yeah, yeah, that's how
Debbie
it works.
Downer,
Yeah, yeah.
always mad. And I would pour into him every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey man, like you can do X, Y, and Z, but there's this saying, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah.
You can say anything and everything to someone, give them the whole blueprint, and if they choose to do nothing with it, that's on them.
Right.
Right. And so I left him with like one piece of information, and I was like, you're comfortable, you're stagnant, and you're lazy. You have to change
Uh.
now. You're young, bro. Like we're the same age,
Right.
and I'm not in the same position as you because I
Right.
just choose different.
Right.
And I said the three things to him, and a year later, he changed his whole life.
Dang. Because someone was just honest with him.
And I actually heard it from like a girlfriend or an ex girlfriend of
Right.
his, and she was like, yeah, like he mentioned what you had said to him,
Mm-hmm.
like it stuck with him.
Right.
I didn't say it out of spite or
Right.
anger. I said it
Right.
because I care about him.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna break off this connection because I need to be healthy, and
Right.
you're a little bit unhealthy for me.
Right.
But it changed his life, and it
Right.
changed mine too because
Right.
my business grew, and he got a whole new.
You learn how to cut things off, be
Yeah,
okay with it.
yeah. My mother is she's in HR. She has her master's in human
Right.
resources, so she's a very, very intelligent woman, and she always taught me that I need to learn how to have difficult conversations, like very difficult. Like,
Right.
hey, I'm cutting off business with you. We've made thousands and
Right.
thousands of dollars together,
Yeah.
and I'm cutting you off,
Right.
or like anything, right?
Right.
And just being comfortable with it.
It's I can do the easy things and the hard things.
Yeah,
I can have those I communicate like
yeah,
just believing in that and then it doesn't matter whether it's a hard thing or an easy thing.
yeah.
Like the
Just
better you
needs to be
get at
said.
100%, the better you get at communicating it,
Yeah,
getting you don't make it a bigger thing, right? Because the last thing
for
you want to
sure.
do is be dwelling on the fact that you have to talk to somebody. And it's
Hmm.
like, man, why am I making it so big? Like I care about this person. So why would I make it so big if I cared about this person?
Yeah.
And now I got to come from a place of love because I care for you. And if
Hmm.
this is your chance to get after it, like I got to leave you with that.
Yeah. I have a guy at our shop. He's super blunt. His
Mhm.
name is Marco. He'll probably see this clip. He's super blunt, like straight up, and
Right.
anything that needs to be said, he'll say it.
Right.
Customers, people that come in for like for business purposes,
Right.
anybody, us, like he just says it as is. And I've taken he's like your age.
Okay.
I've taken so much from him of just like being honest,
Right.
but not if I'm being honest and I'm not lying, then what
Right.
do I have to worry about?
100%. If you're not trying to hurt him, you're
I'm
either
not
trying
I
to
have
help.
no ill will towards you. I'm
Yeah.
just like, you did this and I'm catching you for that and I'm
Mm.
gonna say it to you because I need to, and that's that.
Right.
Hate me if you want.
Right.
That's his thing is he's like, I don't care how you like think about me after. I'm just
Right.
gonna say it how it is.
Right.
I like that. Like I'm trying to be more like that,
I
you
think
know?
that's the place, right? Is
Mhm.
if you're trying to help a person or hurt a person.
Yeah.
And I think that's the name of the game is like, where you come from? I'm trying to help. Then am I wrong? No.
Yeah. That's deep.
If I was trying to hurt a person, then I got a problem with myself.
I mean, there's people that I'm sure we've all had in our lives that just take, 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 take,
Mhm.
take. It's all they want from us. They're
Yeah.
I'm gonna blank on it, but they're transactional. That's what
Uh-huh.
they call it. They're
Uh-huh.
transactional
What's in it for
relationships.
me?
What's in it for me? How
Uh,
can I get something out of
right.
this, right? And I've had so many people like that in my life because I'm very giving. Like
Right.
I'll give you my jacket,
Right.
like I mean, like
100%.
clothes off my back,
Yep.
and learning to like spot that
Right.
and cut it off,
Right.
but not in any way with malice. Just like you're not the kind of person for me.
Right.
It's that simple. But then really investing in those people that are like, will say it to me how it is.
Right.
This is where you're lacking.
Right.
This is where you need to, be better. And I see them like, wow, thank you.
Right.
It's hard to say that to somebody,
Yes.
like someone you especially care about too. Like,
Right.
yo, you're making mistakes. Like, you gotta tighten up, bro.
Right.
You know?
That's like true love.
I'm like, ah,
When you say you're like not you, but in general, like if a person wanted to be blame somebody and go victim and like not have discipline or something like
yeah,
and they want to point it back to like the things they didn't have and why they're not where they need to be, like that is probably the change to it as well, is if you can be that person for somebody else,
yeah,
then you're rewriting that, right? Because if you see something and then you're straightforward and not beat around the bush,
hmm,
then you help them, right? Because then you can't cry anymore about like all the people that didn't help you. Like you go be that light for other people.
yeah. I love that. I mean, I have like no hate for anybody in my heart. It could be
Right.
like anybody. You did me
Right.
dirty, like anything. And one of my ex girlfriends did it for like 5 years. I had to give it to her straight. Like it was more of like a it's you, not me kind of
Uh huh.
situation. Like I invested so much and
Right.
I've done everything, but you just won't change. And
Right.
you can reread the same book,
Right.
but you can't expect a different ending kind of
Right.
thing. So I had to give it to her like how it was. And I, boom, 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 boom.
Right.
And, come nowadays, like I think she's made those changes
Right.
from what I've just been able to see
Right.
from an outside perspective. And
Right.
that's like all I could hope for.
Right.
Like I don't say anything to somebody because I want to hurt you. I'm
Right.
not going to say it. It's all
Right.
based off intentions, like you
Right.
said. And I just come from good intentions
Right.
to share my information and wisdom to people
Right.
because if I see you living an unhappy life, I just have that perspective like, bro, you could literally turn this
Right.
180 and have like such a dope life.
And this is what I see. Like take it with a grain of salt. Like
I love that.
it's not I'm not trying to arm wrestle you in something right now.
Mm-mm.
I'm literally just like this is what I
That's
see
good.
based off my experience. That's it.
Hmm.
And we're good here.
Yeah.
We're good. And then if they start to push back or point at you, then you know that they're just not in the space right now.
Mm-mm.
Hey, I just wanted to share with you, like, if you find anything to work on there, like that's for you, man. And then you can be done and be cool.
It's
Like
you could just end it right
right
there.
there. You can
And they'll internalize that. I
right.
mean, they say a reflection is powerful when
Hmm.
awareness is recognized, and more importantly, when action is taken to cultivate change.
I think now that we're gosh, that was beautiful. I didn't
Thank
mean
you.
to throw it, but you inspired.
Thank you
Yeah.
to Ray. He actually quoted that. One of my really good friends. He's an amazing man. That was one of his quotes.
Yes.
Fantastic.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Gosh, it threw me off. I was going on a thought and
Sorry.
it brought me back. Don't be sorry. That was great. And like something with I want to call them strong minds or strong-willed or determined minds, but like being self-aware. And I
Mhm.
think you recognize that in a person. Like you attract it somehow into your life. Like those are the people I want to be around. Those are people like I could pick up the phone for.
Yeah.
Those are people that like I could like if you ask for something, I could do something for.
Yeah.
And it's because you know that they're aware of life and they're making adjustments and they're
Yeah.
becoming better. And I think like you're either growing or dying and you're like, oh that dude's in the growth mindset.
Yeah. There was a podcast I just watched by it's the Sean Ryan show. I'm not sure
Uh-huh.
if you're familiar with him, but
Uh-uh.
like Navy SEAL guy, and he has on all these really, really smart people. And this guy was just talking about like levels of like friendship
Yeah.
almost. And there's like three categories, almost like a triangle.
Yeah.
And the first one's like friends and family, like people that'll call you on your BS, people that you'll pick up the phone for. You're not gonna see the phone ringing and be like, "Nah, I'll pick it up
Yeah,
later."
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we all have those people, but those people, you hold them to a certain standard,
Yeah,
and then the people right below that is like people you work with. They're transactional relationships, but you still value them. Like, you'll still pick up the phone, stuff like that. And the third one is just like, I wouldn't pick up the phone for you. I know you, you know me. We're somewhat cordial, but there's really no value between our
right,
relationship. And going in with that is like the top two tiers for me is like I'll give it to certain people on tier
right,
two, like give it to them straight, and some
right,
of them just like it's just not worth it for me.
right,
I'm gonna hold my breath and just not even say anything because
right,
I know what I say is gonna go in this ear and out the other, and I'm
right.
gonna save just save my time.
Yep.
You know,
And until you see like the horse at the water, and then you're like, oh, this person might be, they
and
might want
then they
something.
might
Yeah, yeah.
jump up to the
Right,
next tier of like,
exactly.
dude, I'm gonna really give you time and thought and effort now because you've
That's
showed me your
That's like
values.
a place that falls under boundaries, I would say this, like, you
That's
gotta
exactly what it was.
you have to
Boundaries.
work with it, like,
Mhm.
you have to earn the spot right
'Cause not
here.
everybody has access to you.
You want
Like, I
tier
have
2?
different access to you than your wife does, right?
Right,
Or, like, your kids or
right,
your mom,
100%.
So, like, one day, I may hope to be in that tier 1
Right,
category where we could sit down and have a meal together,
right,
right? Like, that's different from the relationship we have now,
right,
you know? But, I think anybody can grow into that spot for sure of,
100%.
like and it just takes, accountability and just legitimate growth. Like,
It
it's as
does.
simple as that.
You have to want it, and you have to be like an open sponge to receive it, I think,
Yeah.
and know that you're not perfect. I think that that's, like, know that you wanna grow. Like, if you
Mhm.
wanna grow, then you'll find the opportunities. If you don't wanna grow and get better, or you think you're already top tier in life, like,
Yeah.
that's where you shut off, and, like, that's what's it's hard to be around somebody who doesn't want to keep.
That's what one thing I love about ultramarathon running
Mhm,
is you can go into it with the biggest ego, like, "Oh, I've
mhm.
trained and blah, blah, blah," but there's just that dude that is just better than you. Simple. I'm sure, like, with wrestling, it's the same
It's
exact thing.
a hundred
There
percent.
is levels to everything. There's levels to life and the sports and all that stuff, and being able to humble myself
Right,
and say, "I'm in this category right now."
right,
Like, I'm 21, I may not be winning races, but in 5 years, I'll be winning races,
right,
and once I get there, I'll be in a different category,
right,
So, like, I just have to, like, be able to humble myself and accept it.
right.
Like, I'm just here right now, bro. I'm just living.
Yeah,
Simple.
that's an important place to be on, just getting better, and that's, like, I'm experiencing a bunch of that right now. Like,
Yeah.
I got my own areas that I'm growing in. In wrestling even, like, I'm still actively competing, and I have,
Let's go.
like, a big tournament in 80 days, and, like, I know I can't go back and compete the way I did last year,
Mhm.
that I have to make adjustments for this year
Yep.
if I want different results, right?
Mhm.
And so that's what I'm committed to right now, is just finding those areas and working on them. And it's taking a lot of perspective
Yeah.
changing. Like, I'm shifting on the way that I thought I needed to score to the way I actually need to score.
There you go.
And we're just stacking small wins in this, and it's foot placement. It's like, all right, I'm down bad in this spot.
Yeah.
How do I get out of it? And just making the right steps from there and slowing down, because when I'm in scarce that I'm gonna get beat, I'm gonna lose.
Yeah.
Like, it's more of like, hold on, I'm just in a bad spot. Let me get out of this real quick.
Yeah, it's, like, never fully over.
Right.
I mean, I've experienced that in runs where I'm 40 miles deep, and I'm like,
Mm,
"Dude, this is it. I'm done."
right.
And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, "Nah, dude, you got more. Like, why are we out here? What story are you gonna write?" That's
Yeah.
a big perspective for me is this guy, this runner quoted it. He was like, "What story do you wanna write?
Mm,
Are you gonna write that you quit, you let this guy beat you, you folded under pressure, or are you gonna write that you came out of it the stronger person, you won, you got first place? Like, what is it?" And you have to decide that. Like internally when you're in that tough moment of I'm pinned, I don't think I can win this match. It's like it's a little deeper than that.
I think, like, that's a special place to be too. Like, a, within the story of your life, but then
Mhm.
b, like, we were talking about the systems of finding the roots. Like, if that's a place I want to, like, study myself more and how, like, I found that place for me, like, then that's something to share when I have the math behind it, and this is
Right.
how you do it. And I think that, like, that's a difference in podcasters. I would say too, like, somebody who was on that person's podcast that had
Yeah.
the direct, clear way to do it, and then it's all like it could be put in paper, like, and then this is how you solve that,
Right. Like
and
some they just have the framework for
the
it.
framework for it. And I
Yeah.
think that, like, in the writing of the, like, what's coming out is like, all right, this is like the homework,
Yeah.
and then how to dissect that and then use it for the next one, and then a, do it with my own problems, but then b, like, maybe there's a bigger impact to help it by sharing it in a way that somebody can apply it by going through the steps, and you know what the
100%.
steps are.
Yeah, that's why, I post on TikTok a bunch.
Uh-huh.
I have a younger audience for sure, and my videos get great engagement just because I think I'm relatable
Right.
and because I'm young and I'm
Right.
trying to show like younger people like Just because I'm 21 doesn't make like I'm not some phenom out here, like some
Right.
specimen running these races. Like
Right.
I'm just a regular dude like
Right.
you. I'm just a regular 21-year-old that runs because I want to be better.
Mm.
And I think that you can do it too. You
Right.
know, people that are closed minded will be like, "Oh, I could never do that."
Right.
How do you do that? I'm like, bro, because I'm just consistent
Right.
and I'm not motivated. I'm like dedicated to what I
Right.
want to do. And you know, if you want to do it, you will do it. And younger people for sure, like it's a dying breed of my generation at least. Like we're getting soft, we're pushing in certain directions, which I don't think we
100%.
should be.
100%.
And like I'm just trying to be that single guiding light because I have the wisdom, I've gone through the mistakes, I've earned the experience. Like there's this great quote that is the mistakes earn the experience earns the wisdom is what makes you grow. All of these experiences have a cost, but they are invaluable to the big picture,
Mm.
right? So we have to fail. We have to be able to recognize where we failed, kind of, reanalyze everything, gain the wisdom, and then just go on with it, right? Because
Right.
everything has a cost.
Right.
Every good thing, every bad thing,
Right.
there is a give for it.
Right.
But you just have to figure out what you want to take from it.
Right. There's a price and a benefit, right? There's you pay the price and here's the benefit. And
Yeah.
if the benefit outweighs the cost, then it's worth doing. It's a good investment.
It is a good investment. There's always a good ROI on a lot of things, and there's also not a great ROI on a lot of other things in our
Right.
lives. You know what I mean? Like bad habits.
Right.
Probably not the best thing to invest into. People still do. People still buy cigarettes and drugs and alcohol and all that stuff, right? Or you can invest in a gym membership and water.
I think when I finally let go of alcohol,
Mm.
for me, it was like, I don't know why I needed it so much, but like I got to see outside from like a third perspective of like what pattern I was in.
Mm.
And it was like this, it was a weird time. It was like Sunday grilling with my family, but then even the small amount of alcohol, but like it could go left or right. And it's,
Mm.
I no longer had control of like the plan all the way. And it was like something for me letting go of that, like put me back in the driver's seat of my life.
Yeah.
And like it was a big adjustment too because there's a lot of sugars and beers and
Mm.
stuff like that. And then like some days you have a good time with it, and then all of a sudden you're being tricked again on like your mind's like this is a good way to relax or whatever justification. But then
Yeah.
like I am now like in this part of my life where I am non-negotiable. Like
Yeah.
so like I can't afford to have the voice in my head trying to pull me in another direction because I
Mm.
want to like complete what I'm on right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's like it's a blessing sitting here with you because not everybody has a fire to like want to fulfill something
For sure.
and like be a lighthouse or be a leader and whatever that means for them. But
Yeah.
like there's a light that comes down, and then if you can just be strong, bold, sturdy, and
Yeah.
just show the direction on how to get there, like
Yeah.
it's gonna start with you being built. Like how are you built up?
Yeah.
And then you can be the lighthouse. Like that going to save people, that tugboat mentality,
Yeah.
like that right there is draining, exhausting. Like
Yeah.
it's you burn your engine with that. Like you gotta stay on the path that's gonna make you a lighthouse
Yeah.
in life.
I mean, it takes awareness to be able to like, and a
100%.
special kind of person to be able to recognize like, oh, I've gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, but I never let those experiences depict who I'm gonna be.
Mm,
You just let them, be a fire for, the fuel to your fire.
right,
And I think it, like you're saying, it takes a special kind of person to be a lighthouse
right,
and not be the kind of person that's just gonna take, take, take.
right,
Because I know I'm already good.
right,
I know like why don't I just be better
right,
by taking
right,
everything? You know what I mean? Like we've seen people like that, and I know I'm a pretty well off dude. Like I do well for
right,
myself, but why wouldn't I share the information to
right,
like the not say less fortunate, but the less informed?
right.
You know,
Informed is a good way to put it.
So like I think just life is all about learning, like you said,
Mm,
being a sponge. Like I've always thought about life like that.
yeah,
I just want to be a young guy that's a sponge and I
right,
soak up everything,
right.
every bit of information, but be able to filter out the stuff that I don't need to
There's
soak
an
up.
old 55-year-old waiting for you. You got to meet him at the finish line and make sure that it's what you wanted out of life.
Yeah, there's a guy that quoted. He said, "You're either going to regret making a decision, or
Uh-huh.
you're not going to regret. Like you're going to regret making a decision or not making a decision, if that makes sense. You're going to regret doing something or not doing something.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and I know that like this is why I'm like heavy on the podcast too is like the wishing I would have done it kind of concept
That's
came up a
exactly what I
lot.
mean.
Like why didn't I do this or why didn't I do that? And like right now I don't feel that
Mhm.
in this world at
Yeah,
least. Like I might find it somewhere else, but then that's also the sign to start getting after it.
for sure.
That is it, man. All right, so we talked a lot about life.
Yeah.
Let's bullet point real quick and just get through some of the stuff you're doing around running. Like, for example, what kind of shoes do you wear?
Oh, okay, okay, cool, cool, cool. Sweet, yeah. So I mean, I'll start off with what I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
I have a Koros Apex 2 Pro.
Let's
If
go.
you're a runner, this is a great, Koros and Garmin are the top two ones. But I think as far as gear goes, like a watch and shoes is really your biggest investment.
Right.
And with anything, you get in what you put in. So I put in a lot of money into my investments, like my watch and my shoes and my clothes, blah blah blah. And it definitely helps me with like my overall running. So
Right.
I mean, uh, I think the watch, like I said, and shoes. The shoes I wear, they're called Norda, Norda. It's a
Okay.
Canadian-based company.
Okay.
They only make trail shoes, but they are legit, man. Like I bought a pair in October of last year,
Okay.
and I ran in them last night. And they're like $350, a little pricey, but great return on investment. I've
100%.
put probably 1,000 miles on them. Trails, road, training runs,
Doesn't matter.
races, everything. And I just bought a second pair of their shoes, but the newest version. They're like a race shoe. It's
Uh-huh.
that version's called the 001. This one's called the 005.
Uh-huh.
Dude, unbelievable. Like
That's
if I
where it's
could be
at.
a sponsored athlete for Norda or any company, it would be Norda
It
all
would be
day.
Norda.
Hmm.
That's it. I when I ran like well, I still run, but
Hmm.
it's was like Hoka or
Yeah.
like Bondi sixes. I like there's
Hmm.
just certain things that like about the way that it feels for me that I chase in there
Yeah.
because I've also ran rugged too. And
Hmm.
so like I know that there's a difference. So
Yeah.
shoes are important. Your what do you get? Because I've like played around with an Apple Watch or something
Hmm.
like that, but it's not as like just to track and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like what do you get out of your watch while you're running?
So I think you just get better like data
Uh-huh.
of your overall runs,
Okay.
and this watch will last on one charge. It'll last like 31 days,
Okay.
a little over a month.
Okay.
Um, I get like 30 plus hours of activity time, so I could go run like 100 plus miles
Right.
on one charge, and it'd
Right.
be good. You get a little bit of everything.
Right.
I like to track my sleep. That's one of
Right.
my favorite things
It's in there.
because, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It gives you like a sleep rating. So if you sleep, pretty bad, it'll tell you like poor sleep
Right.
or very good sleep.
Right.
And I like to use that for like days like tomorrow, tonight.
Uh-huh.
Like I have to wake up at 2 a.m. for the race.
Right.
So I'm going to try to get some really good sleep tonight. And
Right.
my watch will be able to tell me that in the morning. So I think it's just having like better overall data of your running and your overall performance, because then you can take numbers and blah 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 and then apply it, to your performance for the future.
What was
You know,
your hardest moment in a race?
that's a good question. Um, I think that one of the hardest moments I actually had in a race was this last race I
Mhm.
just did. I didn't finish, which was unfortunate, but I God was just really testing me in some really crazy ways that day. Like I had been in church the previous week, the weekend, and I was just praying, asking God for, not answers to my questions, but I was asking him to guide my boat as long as I paddle kind of thing.
Mm,
And like I'll put in the work, but you need to show me where to go. And I asked him for that, and he shined a light on a dark aspect of my life that I did
dang.
not want to shine light on.
Huh.
And he did it to me mid race.
Let's go.
Like 25 miles in, I get this terrible text, and I'm like, but it was because of my decisions, right? This
Right.
is a only me thing. I had to hold myself accountable and
Right.
say all of these bad things that are happening to me are happening because of my decisions.
Right.
So I had to suck it up. And I think I didn't finish the race because I was so overwhelmed with
Uh-huh.
these negative thoughts. And usually I can push through it. Like pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. I
Right.
believe in that. And usually I can go through it. But that time was just like God had put a big challenge in front of me, and I tried to overcome it and I couldn't.
Right.
I just had to accept it. And since then, I have completely turned my life around. I was battling with some serious stuff back then. And now going into this race, I've already put in 200 plus miles this year for
Right.
running. So I'm doing pretty good. And then just like mentally, I'm in a whole different state. So it was dark because of the external
Right.
factors, not internal factors,
Right.
but it shaped the man I'm creating right now.
The lesson in that, like what thoughts can actually do. Like how if you don't believe in thoughts, like in what how they can shape and shift, like it is
Yeah.
knowing what you're thinking about what you're thinking about. And then you like sounds like in that moment, like it was what it was supposed to be
Yeah.
for the new version of you.
I didn't want it to be,
Right.
right? In the moment, I was
Of
like,
course not.
why?
That's why you get mad. That's why
It
you're
couldn't have been
frustrated.
tomorrow or
100%.
yesterday. It
100%.
was literally today.
Right.
And I'm 30 miles in, like halfway through. And yeah, I mean, it complete like it. I wouldn't say it ruined my mood, but it definitely, like, flipped me upside down. Had
Adversity, yeah,
God had me, like, hanging like this, like a little kid shaking
yeah,
me for my money, like, that's what but I needed it.
right.
I really, really needed it.
It sounds like a blessing in disguise.
I always look for like, I mean, I always look for the lessons in my
Right.
losses, and that was just one of them. But yeah, I just thank God for all the
Yeah,
opportunities. It's as simple as that.
yeah,
Like, thank you for giving me the opportunity to fail
yeah.
and to be better,
There you go.
you know?
There you go. And
Yeah.
what was your best moment in running? Highlight
Oh,
something.
so it's actually not like a race, but it's a race called Cocodona 250,
Okay.
250-mile race from they run from Black Canyon City right outside of Scottsdale all
Okay.
the way to Flagstaff.
Woo.
And it's a very, very notorious race. If any ultramarathoners see this, they'll know what I'm talking about. But I was pacing a lady, so she was running it, but I ran like 80 miles over like a couple days with her. So I was like a partner. And they paid for my whole trip. They flew me out there. They gave me everything I could need and want and more. And I got to run through Sedona, Flagstaff, uh, Prescott, all these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful places. And I'm just like beyond grateful. I'll never forget that experience. 4 days straight, almost 100 miles, 34 hours ran straight. Like it was a tough 4 days, but it was the best 4 days I've ever had in my life. Like
My word.
never seen I've never ran through so many nights and days consecutively. Like I saw the sun go down and I watched the sunrise like 4 times.
What a blessing, like, to
It is a blessing.
experience life,
It gives me a whole different perspective on like the life that we live.
right, and what you need and don't need. Like, you get to learn that you don't need so much sleep during that moment.
I didn't
Like,
get I have anything in those
right,
moments. I had like enough stuff to carry on me
right,
and I was so content with my life. I was like, "Thank you God for
right.
putting me
You
in
don't
this
have all your
position."
things, the baggage you're carrying in life, like, it's just you, and
That healed a part of my soul for sure. Yeah.
that's beautiful.
It was awesome. What about you? What was a great moment of your career, in your younger years?
I think, to be honest, it was, one of them was, it's weird twist, and it's crazy you asked, but I had this clearing conversation with my dad, and we were sitting and there was a fire going and we were calm, we were talking like this, and I had something to talk about. And, like, earlier in the morning, I was picking him up at a hotel and he was with a girlfriend and he was yelling at her,
Mm,
and I was walking to the door and I can hear them fighting, and telling you about that other story,
yeah.
the I held on to it. Like, I knocked on the door and I walked in and I hid in the car. Like, I waited for him to come, and they
Mm,
showed up and came in. And after, in the evening, we're sitting there and we're talking, and I told him how that reminded me of when I was a kid, and that I was having big feelings
yeah.
and I felt worried all day, and I was scared. And he mentioned to me that where it came from with his parents, and he started working through his life, things I haven't heard of before. And he was calm, and we were just having a conversation,
Mhm,
and we hugged after. And I did tell him about what I told you
yeah.
about the pleasure thing and how that connected too with me. And I cleared my chest with that, and we hugged after, and 2 weeks later he died.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, that is
Yeah.
unreal. Wow. I'm
But
sorry to hear that.
no, don't be. I'm
Wow.
smiling saying it because I just told it as a highlight reel of
Wow.
courage.
Yeah.
I found courage in my life to communicate to something I've been holding
Wow.
on for so many years, and
And it all
that
happens for a reason
right, it
in the
happened
moment
at
that it's supposed to
right,
happen in, good
100%.
or bad.
It did, and
Wow.
I live a whole different life because of it. Like, I find courage in hard things now, and I know that the evidence of speaking up and using courage comes from a result that is a lot better than not.
I mean, nothing good ever came out of anything easy.
Right,
It's always on the other side of the hard things.
right.
At least what we've learned, right? We've experienced it. And that's incredible.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's highlight moments for me are always gonna be something that was courageous. Like, it was asking
Yeah.
my wife to marry me, everything lining up with that, having kids, like, watching them come out, like,
Yeah.
it was that, like, what it took to even like, this last kid we worked on it. Like,
Mhm.
it wasn't easy, and, like, to complete the goal and see her now and thriving, and she's 5 months, like, it just shows that, like, that no giving up mentality, that courage that it takes
Yeah.
to stay healthy. Like, I had to make sure that I was locked in, and I'm gonna make sure that this kid's bloodline is, like, if it's gonna have something directly to do with me, that I'm on point, and I had to look in the mirror with that, and it's just put me on a positive path
Yeah.
in my life, and I get to take trauma and turn it into triumph. Like it's such a blessing and it's a gift for me because now I get to be authentic with you and it
Mm,
feels good doing it. Like it's not a
100%.
sad thing for me. It is a blessing for me that like if my eyes water, they water because they want to water and I'm
Mhm.
okay with it. Like
Yeah.
and I move on. Like I'm still always coming from a place of love because I think that it's where I know that my soul's getting pulled towards.
Yeah, I mean, there's this book called The Mask by Eli Wiebe, and I just finished reading it. And it's if think about the title, The
Yeah.
Mask.
Right.
We always want to seem like this person to everybody else.
Right.
We want to put on this, fake face. And the moment that we take our masks off and we're vulnerable
Right.
and we're honest and we're just a trustworthy person all around, like that's exactly what you're saying, right? We kind
Right.
of gravitate towards that side of life of just like being open and honest with how I feel and who I am is
Right.
just what I'm going to do each and every day. Like the person that you meet right now is the person that the next person's going to meet and the next person because it's
Mm.
just who I am. Like there's no like, oh, I know this version of you and
Right.
so and so knows another version of you,
Right.
you know? So that's a blessing though,
Yeah.
to
It's a
be able to like, to be that kind of person.
right.
And like, I love, like being authentic is like, I had to put a mask on,
Right.
like living in Tucson, I had no
Right.
friends. I had just had my family.
Right.
Like they knew who I was, but the people around me did not.
Right.
They all had their own perspective of me, which was fine. Um, and once I started just being authentic, dressing the way I want to dress, acting the way I want to act, like people were attracted to me just based off the way I was, and
Right.
they're people that I wanted to attract,
Right.
but I was doing it without even realizing it.
Right.
Like Johnny,
Right.
Imran, like
Right.
all these guys, like
Right.
there was a reason why we all met each other. There was a reason why like the stars aligned in that way. You know what I mean? Like,
You know, it's a blessing is that I had told like Johnny came in and he was like, "What does this dude want from me?" Like he had this feeling on, and so we're sitting there and I'm talking to him, standing over there. My office setup was a little bit different, and I'm standing over there and I'm setting up the things, and we start talking, and like he asked a question, and it led to that story weirdly. The same story I just told you. Like I don't
mhm,
just throw that out like candy.
yeah,
Like it it came out because we were being real in a moment. Like we
yeah,
were just having a conversation, and he was like, "Bro, have you ever told that to anybody?" I was like, not like that, bro." Like, and
yeah,
the fact that you asked it, like this is what you're talking about, is that like everything happens for a reason. Like the
yeah,
fact that you asked it, it came out naturally,
yeah,
and like it's not a it's not a premeditated thing. Like it is an authentic thing in that moment,
yeah,
and like I think with that is just gonna continue to build off of it,
for
and
sure.
with that like I was talking to Johnny too about like mental health stuff and like not to get crazy in areas, but like I think just having the conversations just opens up dialogue for different types of things to figure out what directions they go into.
Yeah, it's so true. Like, I always like to look at things from like an outside
Uh
perspective,
huh.
or I need an outside perspective
Right.
on things. Like I'm having a tough time in life.
Right.
Like talk to my dad about it, and
Right.
he gives me all these different perspectives, and I'm like, dang, I wouldn't have thought about that if I didn't say anything.
Right.
Like I always learn that, even if they're very tough things, like the stuff that I was just going through like the last few months, like sitting down and like like I said, shining light on that aspect of my life that had been in a dark place for years and years and years and years and years. The only person that knew about it was me.
Right.
Like it opened up to all these new possibilities because
Right.
people like that I truly cared about had more access to me and what was actually going on in my life.
Right.
Because like I said, there's different tiers to people, and the people that you put number one,
Right.
if you are vulnerable with them, they'll give you feedback and you'll take that
Right.
feedback. You won't just, in this ear out the other. Like, you really will
You're not
internalize
afraid
that.
anymore
Mm-mm.
of like somebody saying something or like looking at you differently. It's more of like
Yeah.
I felt I felt good in that moment.
But it's
Like
because you're in that path of like betterment.
right.
It's not like, oh, I'm trying to do something silly or I need advice on this or that. It's like I'm being vulnerable about something
Yeah.
that is internally bothering me or
Right.
whatever it may be.
Right.
And when you get feedback from that, it's like, dang. Like that's how I always look at it. I just go, dang, like I needed that. I really needed that. And I mean, we all need like a little chin check every once in a
A
while,
100%.
good and bad.
100%. Yeah.
It's
It's that that's important. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Garcia, the man of many miles, ultra marathon runner. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me, man. It was an absolute blessing. I'm so grateful to be sitting here.
Let's go.